Comrade Adams Oshiomole, and a sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has finally admitted that there is hunger in the land.
Because if I don't do that, the former president will think that Oshiomole is planning to go on strike.
The senator noted that the rich are now dragging Ponmo with the poor.
The father of United Nigeria, General Gowon, and of course, our mother who has nursed you up to 90, and she will continue to nurse you, Field Marshal Victoria Gowon. We've been advised not to repeat protocols, but you will understand why I cannot but mention a former president, President Olusegun Kikeola Aremu Obasanjo. Because if I don't do that, the former president will think that Oshiomole is planning to go on strike. But sir, for me, it's a mixed feeling. I told the guy when he told me I was going to say something, I said, first, this podium is not designed for people like me. Because those who are there can't even see me. And I said, what will I say on the occasion of our father's birthday, looking at the people around? I was in a small village that is not on Nigeria map. And I listened, not to radio, but those who listen tell us under the tree that the head of state, General Gowon, is going to make a speech, usually on first day of January. There will be budget, which are also effectively decreed into law, and will ask, is there any provision for salary increase and stuff like that? And the voice that I recollect is still the same voice of our father at 90. Like the bishop said, or Cardinal said, only very few people, exceptionally blessed by God, will attain 90 feet without walking stick and even sitting with their wife. So your reward is not just in heaven for what you have done for our great country. God has already blessed you with longevity, good health, and peace of mind with your family. When I was a worker, and I think on this occasion, I must thank you on behalf of those who were workers then. We were beneficiaries of Udoji Award. Where you said, you cannot accept that public sector worker will be so underpaid that the only way they can ride the car is to steal. So you not only adjusted wages, you paid 1 year arrears. And I remember even Fela the musician said, Motigba Udoji, Mo Gek Pomo Mo Ode. He had received Udoji Award, he no longer eat Pomo, although the big men are taking Pomo now from the table of the poor. So sir, you touch many lives that you will never be able to recollect, but those who benefited, I'm sure they will never forget you in a hurry. When I was privileged to govern in this state, I had the honor of inviting Your Excellency to commission some projects. My wife and I were not sure when I told her who you were, but when you arrived Benin, that for me, I felt so fulfilled, that the village boy can invite a former Nigeria head of state. For all that I have spoken, President Obasanjo did make the point that most of us here may not know anything about you when you were in the military, not to talk about when you were in government. But I had opportunity of asking a former general who later became a president of Nigeria. And he said to me, as a young officer, in the Nigeria most challenging period which President Goodluck Jonathan referred to, that when they want to go on the offensive, you will say, please remember, this is a family affair. We must not spill blood. We must remember that the objective is to keep Nigeria one. And he said, for some of them who were hawks, they said, General Gowon should be a Catholic priest and not a military officer, because he doesn't like any life be wasted. So, sir, you've done much more to keep Nigeria one. And since you left office, if we are going to talk of a man who can be said to be a true father, not involved in any controversy, not bereft of ideas, but you know where to channel those ideas. That man, leave it today, is General Yakubu Gowon. And let me report to you, sir, since President Obasanjo reported somebody to you, let me copy him and report to you that even the NYSC is under threat. That vision that people must be posted outside their state of origin is almost being lost. And I believe that on this occasion, the management of NYSC will be obliged to revisit that law that set up, in my view, the most important legacy project of your governance. And lastly, to the guest speaker, you are extremely eloquent, brilliant, and a true son of Africa. The only thing I found missing is that the ideological underpinning which has led us to where we are, you escaped it. I think we must revisit it. How did Volkswagen relocated out of Nigeria? How did Peugeot Automobil relocated out of Nigeria? How did Michelin relocated out of Nigeria? How did Dunlop relocated out of Nigeria? And here Nigeria become their key marketplace. That is arising, in my view, from reckless submission to Western commitment to free market. A market cannot be there if you only buy and you don't have anything to sell. May we have the wisdom to have a balanced ideological foundation for the sustainable growth and development of Nigeria. General Gowon, you deserve celebration. May God bless you, bless your wife, bless all of us that you have touched one way or the other. And I'm very proud to say I am a Nigerian, and General Gowon was once our military head of state. God bless you.
Fire. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I bring to the podium for his response our father, the father of modern Nigeria, His Excellency General Dr. Yakubu Gowon, GCFR. Please a standing ovation for him.
Very good. Kindly be seated. Kindly be seated. Thank you. Protocol-wise, it is always correct to recognize the chairman first before anyone else, no matter how high. So, may I say, Your Royal Highness or Your Eminence, Al-Haji Dr. Muhammadu Saad, don't you worry, I know. Saad Abubakar the third. Now you say he is the third. I know the first. And that first was a special man who ensured that we must have peace after the first insurrection in this country, he came, plead for peace, so that there is no reaction. I wonder what would have happened if things have gone differently. But for that man, when General Ironsi invited him to come to Lagos after what happened on January the 15th, and what he did, honestly, certainly saved the country from totally breaking up at that time. So I give him that respect. And his son, well, he also became a soldier. And a very good, was it Colonel? Well, don't you worry. He is holding a very high and important position in his part of the world. Well, I'm supposed to just say, well, Your Excellency, Mr. Chairman, and then to introduce the most high and respected leadership in the country. And of course, here is where, we say, we recognize the president of this country now being represented by Senator George Akume, the Secretary to the Government, and then President of the Senate, beg your pardon. And then I think I must recognize, I think there is somebody who always follows me behind. He's called Aremu. And I can tell you yes. Now, from our first meeting in 1958 at Hythe, did you remember that, Aremu? He was on a course. I was also on a course, but of course I was a senior one, and he had to bail me out. When at the end of the week, when we've had our dinner and we've dined and had our wine, etc., you've got to pay your bill. And of course, I had arrived. I haven't got my Ester code rate, so I haven't got much to, what I could pay with. And then there were two young Nigerian officers, young officers there then. And I think Shotomi was one of them. And of course, Aremu. Don't you worry, he's Obasanjo there, Obasanjo. And of course, so I had to ask them if they have any money that I can be able to use to pay for my mess bill. And of course, the first one, Shotomi, a very interesting young man. Well, said he couldn't make it. He hasn't got anything to give. So I asked Obasanjo then. And of course, he was able to give me, I think it was about £7 then, 7 British pounds, then. And so I paid my bill. And when my Ester code, of course, came later, I gave it to him. So I took interest in him since then. And to make sure that when he comes back to the back to Nigeria, he should really always try to do the right thing. And yes, so when he came back and he said he wanted to do engineering, I was advising him engineering. There isn't very much opportunity to go right up, because at that time you only consider infantry officers, as people that might probably go right up to generalship. So I told him, why don't you go to infantry, and then you can get on faster. And of course, but however, he said no, he's going to remain as a sapper at that time. That is engineering. So that is him, and that was how we came very close with one another right through until today. So let me say this, that I'm supposed to be making a response to to this lecture. Response to what? Yeah, the response and also the tribute that we've received. My goodness, it has covered everything that everyone wants to sort of say, giving us credit for for what has happened in the past. So there is no need for me to say any response to this, other than to say the response is, may I say, and I'm sure all of you will agree, that it is a wonderful lecture that we've had. It contained everything, advice to government, which I will sort of say, all government today, tomorrow, and after, any Nigerian government should listen to that advice that is given. And honestly, with all the contribution also from all the contributors that made tribute today, I think that is my response. And I say just a very big thank you to all of you, everyone that is here, and all those who probably wanted to come but they could not make it. So that is my response for a wonderful lecture. And Grace, Madam, I gave her a new name, Christian her. This was in March this year at Award Foundation. Christian her, I gave her a new name. Well, I thought I was going to be given a ticket for doing that. And I gave her, what name did I give you? Was it Jennifer? I gave you Jennifer. And of course, so today, I sort of say, I know you've forgiven me. I ask you to forgive me for giving you that name. But today, of course, it is Grace. Congratulations and well done for all the support you've been giving him to be able to do what he's been able to do in the African Development Bank and putting it right up there with any international organization. And my goodness gracious me, the way he is defending the interests of Africa and doing all he could, for Africa, that is great. So I'm delighted that my wife, the Field Marshal, shall I say, I'm glad that she insisted that the person to come to give the lecture today would be him. Would be Dr. Oshiomole Adesina. And I'm very glad that he was able to do it so brilliantly. Now, do you agree or not? Do you agree that it is an excellent, and that should be my response? Yes. Good, so that we can live. God bless. So thank you very much indeed. And Grace, thank you for being such a good partner. Mr. President of ECOWAS, Mr. Toure, thank you very much for giving us the use of your hall for this celebration. God bless you and God bless ECOWAS. Don't be disappointed what has happened recently, the Sahel group. But one thing that I know, they have not yet, no country has broken any diplomatic relations, direct relations with any of these countries. So in a way, they are still part of ECOWAS, in the spirit of ECOWAS. So continue to relate with them and bring them closer for the sake of our region that is doing so well, for which I know you are also helping very much indeed. So thank you all very much indeed. Thank you all for celebrating my 90th birthday. Now may I also wish each and every one of you your happy birthday and future 90th birthday. God bless you all. Amen. Thank you.
While standing, can we please give Daddy another resounding applause? Soft-spoken, icon, leader, and of course, quintessential peacesetter. Please give a round of applause for His Excellency General Dr. Yakubu Gowon, GCFR. Go on with your Nigeria. Very quick announcements as he gets to his seat. The first announcement is that I'm imagining that we want him to get to his seat before you take your seats. That is patriotism. That is mark of respect for an elder statesman. Please, another round of applause for General Dr. Yakubu Gowon. And in the military, please be seated. In the military, when a man is a general, his wife is a field marshal. So while we're celebrating the general, please can we also salute the field marshal, Mrs. Yakubu Gowon, CFR, with a round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just want to make these quick announcements as we take our seats, please. First is that, Your Excellencies, there will be a Thanksgiving service in honor of our father tomorrow, 2 p.m., Christian National Center, opposite the new Central Bank. Then secondly,
a man astute in shuttle diplomacy, a former president and cultural aficionado, I bring you a man whose time it is to deliver his intervention at this celebration today. Please help me welcome a man popularly referred to as OBJ, His Excellency, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, continue to clap, it's a long walk. And he makes his way, exchanges pleasantries as he always does. We celebrate His Excellency.
Welcome. Bolus. I'm on you, Bolus, please.
Your Excellency, my boss,
Hold on,
the celebrant, a man of destiny, Sir, before I go on and recognize or acknowledge the presence of all the distinguished men and women here on this occasion, because on the program, if you look at your program very well, I'm not billed to speak. And the chairman of this occasion, I said to him that if he will chair well, he will not call me to speak.
Go to Sultan Dauda. Go to Sultan.
And he said he will use his power and authority
Zoom in to him. Zoom in.
to make sure that I am called out to speak. And I said if he does that, he will not have been chairing well. As if that was not bad enough.
We'll go back to Gowon Dauda.
When I was called out, he said he has successfully performed a coup. Sir, in your power and authority as the former president and head and commander-in-chief, I will leave the judgment in your hand. Tomorrow I'm supposed to be speaking. And I don't want to undermine myself by saying today what I should be saying tomorrow.
Hassan, change your shot. Give me another set of...
But I will say a few of the things that I will be saying tomorrow.
Leave out these camera operators. Go to the front.
One is that...
Hold it. Come, I'm on you, Hassan.
One is that this is a national celebration. And you are worthy to be nationally celebrated while you are still alive. I look at the galaxy of distinguished men and women around. Only very few of them
Back to you, Shire.
can claim to be eyewitnesses to
Be looking at your viewfinder, Shire.
your time in government,
Looking at your viewfinder.
not to talk of your time in the army. And because by the grace of God, who has given you the longevity of life, and who has given me a little bit to be following you, will just thank God on your behalf that God has made you to be 90. If I have come from Calabar, I will say 90 no be yoke. And sir, 90 no be joke. I will reserve the rest of my comment till tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Your Excellencies, indeed, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, His Excellency, is a man who is a delight to media personalities. Not only is he a delight to media personalities, he indeed brings it each time. And Nigerians celebrate you, sir. We welcome you and we thank you for your intervention today. We do have quite a number of goodwill messages as the program proceeds, but we will, at this point, like to take a quick quote.
Initially, Ponmo was initially for the poor, but now the wealthy and the rich are now dragging Ponmo with the poor. The senator noted this while commending former head of state, Gowon, over his effective policy and how substantial they were under his administration. The senator recounted how he benefited as a union leader, that civil servants under Gowon benefited substantially, and the economy was booming and heading unlike what we have now.